These body rolls on the floor are an essential flow work move. I'm going to show you how to make the biggest, cleanest body roll possible so that we can see a complete wave all the way through the spine, starting with your pelvis and working your way up to your chest and shoulders. The magic with these floor body rolls lies in your pelvis. So it's all about the tuck under and the tilt, and the entire movement, both forwards and backwards, is initiated from your pelvis. So let's make that clear in that your pelvis is doing most of the work and our upper body and fingertips are assisting us a little bit too, of course, with the push. Let's talk about the forward body rolls first. Imagine that you want to go underneath your bed to reach a €50 note. That is my best advice for getting into the real feel of these. These are started with a very hard pelvic tilt to send us forward. If we start in a child's pose, and of course later we can tie it really nicely into our other flow work, such as a pull-up and pop and head circle to the floor, but let's start in a child's pose. In our child's pose, our tailbone is tucked under and our hands are reaching in front. We're going to spread the weight through our fingertips and the pads of your hands so we can start to tilt and drag our chest forwards. So tilt your booty hard. Imagine that you're a cat and that you want to show off your little cat butthole to the entire world behind you. It's a weird analogy, but trust me, it helps. So as we're here, start to tilt your pelvis. This is going to send your spine forwards. Start to take the weight into your fingertips. Tilt as hard as you can as your chest is skimming forwards along the ground. Keep tilting, pushing your spine forward. Keep your knees and your feet where they are. Your chest will meet the ground and you will come all the way down in a face down position. And from here, you are no longer able to tilt your pelvis. To complete the wave, we're going to start to tuck the tailbone under. So start to really squeeze your booty. Lift your chest. So we're coming through a cobra pose, rolling your shoulders back and down. Tuck your tailbone under and squeeze as hard as possible. From here, we're going to push with the arms, but think more so about tucking your tailbone under as hard as possible so we can start to lift. See how the tuck under is initiating. The pelvis starts and then the arms push to send us back, rounding the spine as much as possible until you can't tuck your pelvis under anymore and you feel your butt starting to sit on your heels again. Hey presto, we're back in child's pose. So let's imagine again, like we're trying to go underneath the bed to reach a €50 note, or whatever denomination or currency that is your favorite. Start to tilt your booty hard, chest comes to the floor. Tilt as hard as possible, show your butt to the world. Chest slides all the way down till you're in a face down position. Tuck your tailbone under, chest lifts. Tuck your tailbone under some more, then small push with the arms to round your back all the way back to sit on your hips. One more, tilt. Make the biggest arch possible with your spine, elbows in tight by your side, palms pushing the floor. Tuck your tailbone under, chest lifts. Tuck, 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 round. And keeping your knees and your feet where they are. As we continue here, tilting forwards, lifting the chest, tucking under, push. Notice how I'm keeping my ankles engaged or the front part of my feet into the ground. So if you're in shoes or bare feet, watch for the feet starting to flex here. If you're wearing heels, press the front toe edge of your shoes into the floor as you complete your body wave and start to allow them to become perhaps a little bit more fluid, not necessarily faster, but keep that tilting and tucking motion going until you're ready to relax and sit back on your heels. Well done. And now, forward body rolls, or you can think of them as reverse body rolls. Now, in reality, all body waves are going forward because we're going straight ahead in front of us. This one is starting with the tailbone really hard tucked under, and it can feel almost like that scene from The Exorcist where she's spewing, so it's coming up like woo. So the exact opposite to what we just did with the forwards one. Let's start again in a child's pose, and same again, we're engaging the fronts of our ankles pressing into the floor, and our knees are staying in the same place. The pelvis is initiating the movement, and our hands are assisting us, elbows in tight by the side, fingertips and the pads of your hands pushing on the floor. So coming into this child's pose here, as a good start point, we're going to tuck the tailbone under to initiate the movement. Squeeze your belly button in towards your spine. Like an angry cat or having a really big stretch, pull your hands gently on the floor. We're going to tuck the tailbone under, chin to chest. Really, really squeeze your bum as hard as possible. Don't let it relax. From here, you'll start to tuck under as hard as possible until your hips start to meet the floor. Notice how it's rippling up through my mid-spine and then to my shoulders. As my hips come down, let it continue through your spine. Shoulders roll back and down. We're still tucking under, squeezing the butt as hard as possible. As we allow the head to travel up, we're now in a cobra position. Breathing out, allowing your chest to come all the way down. From here, we're using a stripper push-up to get out, so really hard tilt of the pelvis. Tilt, keeping your knees where they are. Very small push from the hand, but think about that tilt. So we're starting to get a little bit of a lift initially. Do not drag your knees towards you. I see this all the time, and that's a different move. That's more like a traditional worm that you might see in breakdancing. So really firmly root your feet into the floor. Start with your tilt to drive you backwards, and do not allow your knees to slide up to meet you. Elbows in tight by your side, fingertips grab the floor. Tilt your booty hard. Push, 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 showing off your butt. Until you can't tilt anymore, you'll start to tuck under naturally, finding your bum back towards your feet in child's pose. From here, palms gently pull on the floor again. Tuck your tailbone under, starting to squeeze your butt, allowing it to ripple up through your shoulders and upper spine. Hips come to the floor. Breathe out as your head lifts, pulling your shoulder blades back, melting down to a face down position. Tilt again, pushing all the way back. Allow your hips to tuck under naturally, then tuck, squeeze your bum, rounding forwards, head lifts, allowing it to reverberate up through your spine. Vertebrae by vertebrae, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Chest and shoulders, down, tilt, 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 and tuck, tuck, tuck. Breathing through it and keeping your feet in the same place the whole time as you do it. And these are your forwards and backwards floor body rolls. Key points to remember: that tilt and tuck of the pelvis is doing all of the work and is initiating the movement, meaning that you want to think about what your pelvis is doing first. Allow that to be the first thing to move, then allow your hands to give that little push to assist you no matter which direction you're going. Keep your shins and your knees where they are. Make sure that your ankles are engaged. Watch out for potential flexing, or maybe if you're not paying attention to what your feet are doing, they're going to do all sorts of crazy things of their own accord. So do be mindful of that in rooting and planting your feet down into the ground. As I talked about, be mindful of not initiating the movement from your legs or your knees. So say, for example, let's go into a forward body roll. Rounding down, tucking the tailbone under, then tilt, allowing that chest to slide forward. So say if I was lifting from here, I might start to pull my knees forward to get all the way back, which is something entirely different. And it can more so happen, I see it a lot in the reverse body wave, where perhaps students are here, they're rounding it forward, and then they're going to bring their knees forward again towards them to complete the wave. Or sometimes it's even a little bit of both, that the feet and the spine are moving at the same time, so it's both coming woo this way, which can be something that could easily happen, I suppose, if you're not paying attention to really tilting and tucking your pelvis as hard as possible. So it may become something kind of like this, where everything is going whoop this way. It's hard for me to demo when I'm so used to doing them correctly. But that being said, no matter what your level is, do pay attention and always ask yourself, am I tilting my pelvis enough? Can I tilt even more? and get a little bit more range out of my hamstrings to increase the curvature of my spine. And same with the tuck under. Ask yourself, are you engaging your glutes enough, or can you tuck under even more to create the biggest rounding shape possible? And again, to increase the range of motion that's going through your spine to create a more fluid, wave-like motion. So hopefully these tips help you with your floor body rolls. Good luck, practice, and enjoy.